How do you build credit if you can't even qualify for credit? That's the question we are going to answer in today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Catherine Agopcan. I am a personal finance educator, and here at Sisters Forfi, I share a lot of money lessons so that you can build a strong money foundation for yourself, your family, and the future generations of your family. In this video, I am going to share with you how to overcome this catch-22. How do you actually build credit from zero, why it matters, and how to avoid debt while doing so. This video is brought to you by my new ebook, Smart Start. If you are a young adult or know a young adult who just graduated college and want to figure out what their first financial move should be, this ebook is for you. It's available through Amazon, link in the description. Credit is a big part of adult life, and your credit history and score is part of your financial reputation. And you can still have a great credit score without going into debt. A good credit score can help you get an apartment. It can help lower your insurance rates. It can help you get a mortgage down the line, and it can help you with so many things. The thing with credit, though, is that it's not just about money. It's about access. And yes, technically, you can live without credit. You will just use cash for everything that you want and anything that you want to purchase. Without a credit background, it will be slow. You'll need to make sure you save up money so that you have cash on hand to pay for whatever you want. The ultimate catch-22, how do you build credit when you can't even access the credit? There are multiple ways that you are going to solve this problem. Your first solution to this catch-22 is to ask a trusted parent or a friend or an older sibling to have them add you as an authorized user on their card. They don't even need to give you the card, but you want to make sure that whoever adds you as an authorized user always pays their bills on time, because you want that positive history to benefit you. If they're not a responsible borrower, adding you as an authorized user won't help. This is what my mom and I did for my younger sister. She added my sister as an authorized user to one of her cards, and I also added her as an authorized user to my card. Now, I am 13 years older than her, so I already had the credit history, the history of paying things on time, and a good score to help her with that. That way, when she was ready to actually apply for her own cards, she already had our good history to benefit her. Now, you might not have a parent or an older sister that can do that for you, so your next solution will be the next two that I'll cover. Your next solution to build credit as a new beginner is to look for a credit builder loan. You can typically find these with a local bank or a credit union, and you want to shop around for one that works for you and the amount that works for you. So basically, you would borrow a specific amount, say it's $500. That bank will put away that $500 in a locked savings account or CD. And your goal is to actually pay against that borrowed money. So you would send monthly payments on time to the bank up until you pay off that loan, up until you get to the $500. And they will report your payments to the credit bureaus, which allows you to build your credit history and your score, and then that $500 will be free for you to use and access. If you are already paying rent or utilities, then this next solution might be for you. It is to use a service that will report your on-time rent payments as well as your on-time utility payments to the credit bureaus. By default, your rent payments as well as your utility payments normally do not get reported, but you can hire certain services that will charge you a monthly fee, and what they will do is report on your on-time payments. If you are new to getting a utility account, most utilities will likely ask that you put in a deposit so that they can open that account for you. Same thing for rent. The challenge without having a credit history and a credit score is that these companies cannot see you as a good borrower. So you do have to jump through a little more hoops to make sure that you can use the proper services that you need, get that reported to the credit bureaus, and make sure that builds your credit history and your score. And your last solution to build credit is to get a credit card. Now, credit cards can be scary because they do allow you to borrow money. And if you are not careful and if you don't read the terms and conditions, it can be easy to get into credit card debt. That's why I'm going to suggest 2 beginner credit cards that you can use to help build your credit history, build up that habit of borrowing a little bit of money and then paying it off each month. It is a myth that you have to carry a balance on your credit card to have good credit history or a credit score. And I know no one gets a credit card intending to go into credit card debt. So it is possible for you to have credit cards and not be in debt. I do want you to be careful with using credit cards. 1, credit card interest rates are super high right now. They are between 20 to 25% more if your credit score is not that great. That means more of your hard-earned money is going to interest if you carry a balance. Number 2, credit cards give you the illusion of extra income. Because you are borrowing money, you sometimes don't know that you won't have enough to pay for it. For example, if you make $50,000 a year and you have access to a credit card with a credit limit of $5,000, that can give you the illusion that you have that extra $5,000 to spend. That's the illusion of extra income. And again, if you start carrying a balance, that extra income also costs you more, especially at the higher interest rates. Now that you know to be careful with credit cards, the first credit card that I am going to recommend you get as a beginner is the Discover It secured credit card. And a secured credit card works a little bit differently than all the other credit cards. With a secured credit card, you have to put in a deposit and that will work as your credit limit. So you can borrow against that deposit that you've put in. With the Discover It secured credit card, you can submit a minimum of $200 as your collateral, and then you can charge and pay your bills on time. With the Discover It secured credit card, there's no annual fee. We want to look for cards that have no annual fees because we work hard for our money. Let's not waste it on those fees. The security deposit is also refundable, so as long as you are doing your due diligence and using the card properly and paying things on time, you will get your security deposit back. And the best thing with the Discover It secured credit card is that you don't need a credit score to apply. This is amazing for beginners. Review to see if this card works for your needs. Now, the Discover It secured card has a cashback option as well that you can take advantage of. I actually don't care so much about the cashback option. Yeah, I'll give you some money back, but it's minimal. Your goal with this secured credit card is to get into the habit of buying something and then paying it off immediately and paying it off on time. I know you're not going to do this, but I do want to point out the APR on this card. It's 27.24%. So the minute you start carrying a balance, interest gets charged at that rate. So just be careful. If you want to understand how interest rate is calculated on credit cards and why it can be so hard to pay off credit card debt, I want you to check out these 2 videos right here. These are gaining in views and they can help you understand how credit cards truly work. The next card that you are going to consider getting as a beginner without any credit is the Chase Freedom Rise. Now, if you are already a Chase customer and you have at least $250 in your checking or savings with Chase, you have a higher likelihood of getting approved for this card. This card also has no annual fees, so that's another thing where you can save your money. The Chase Freedom Rise card also offers you $25 in statement credit if you enroll in the auto pay. Auto pay can be a great way to ensure that you are paying your bills on time. Basically, with auto pay, you can select a date and an amount that will allow you to pay your bill. When you do that, it ensures you pay your bills on time and nothing gets left behind, especially as most of us are very busy and we might forget a bill here or there. Another feature of the Chase Freedom Rise is that they will evaluate your usage of the Freedom Rise card, and you are also paying your other lenders on time. They will evaluate you for a potential upgrade to the next Chase card. It's 2025. I know there's so many other options when it comes to getting your first credit card. I want you to check out these two because they're easy to use. They come from reputable companies, and you likely will have a better experience with these credit cards. Now, I know credit cards are scary, but they don't have to wreck your finances. Make sure you are paying your bills on time. Make sure you are paying the balance in full, and make sure you read the fine print. Know the details and the terms of your credit card usage. What's the APR? When is the due date? All of those things, because those things impact how you use and understand your credit card. Remember to only spend what you have. Use your budget and then use your card against your budget, and try to keep the credit utilization low, which means if you have a credit limit of $1,000, keep your spending at around $300 so you have that gap. That gap is important because it means there's potential for you to borrow money, but you have not done so. And that, in the eyes of the other lenders, is seen as a good thing. Remember that your first credit card, it's not about rewards. It's not about shopping. It's really about building your financial foundation, because this is the start of something. It does open doors and opportunities, but you have to make sure you understand how to use it properly. If you've got questions, leave it in the comments. If this video has been helpful, share it with someone that you know. Give this video a like so that other young adults like you can see it. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you want more money lessons like this. To learn more about high yield savings accounts, this video is going to be for you. And to learn more about how to budget well, this video is for you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.